I used to weigh almost 300 pounds. I've learned to go for healthier options, so let's make no-bake oatmeal cookies. We're gonna start with half a cup of rolled oats. And then we're gonna add 1/4 cup of peanut butter. Gotta get it all out. Lastly, we're gonna add chocolate to it. I'm gonna use 70% cacao dark chocolate. And I'm just gonna melt this in the microwave. While my chocolate is melting, I'm gonna make myself a little drink. So I melt my chocolate in intervals of 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds, I take it out, stir it, and put it back in until it's completely melted. And it turns out perfect. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of chocolate. And you can use any chocolate you like. And I'm gonna add some chopped almonds to mine. You don't have to, you can skip that. And we're gonna mix this baby up. And it'll end up looking something like this. I'm just gonna take a baking sheet, parchment paper, and I'll just start plating up my cookies. And I'm just gonna place it in the freezer for it to harden. That hit the spot. It's chocolatey, it's decadent, perfection. I've lost almost 100 pounds, and during my weight loss, I was still indulging in things that I like, so let's make some tangulu. All right, I'm gonna be using strawberries, and I'm just gonna be cutting off the ends here. I'm also gonna use some grapes, and yes, I washed them. To make our glassy sugar coating, we're gonna use 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. And you are not going to mix this. It's gonna look something like this. We're gonna place it on the stovetop. And we're gonna bring this to a boil. I'm gonna start forming my skewers. I'm gonna use 3 strawberries, but you could do more. All right, these are all ready for dipping. All right, we're gonna have to prepare an ice bath. So I just have this bowl of water and I'm gonna fill it with ice. Some ice. It's been simmering and it's turned amber, so I'm gonna do a little test run. Dip it in the ice bath. Oh yeah, it's ready. So now we're just gonna dip our strawberries. You immediately dip them in the ice bath and they come out beautiful. It's amazing. Let's give the grapes a go. Let's make higher protein, lower calorie chicken Alfredo pasta. I'm not cooking with this on. All right, I have about 24 ounces of chicken breast here. We're gonna season it with garlic powder, Italian seasoning. Oh, come out, come out, come out. Onion powder, paprika, and salt. I'm gonna massage my meat a little bit. Let's cook her up. All right, to make our creamy Alfredo sauce, we're gonna use 1½ cup of our best friend, low-fat cottage cheese. You won't even be able to taste it. 1/3 cup of almond milk, 1/4 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. I'm sorry. A tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and some salt. And we're just gonna blend this baby up. And go! We're gonna be using 6 ounces of protein pasta. All right, we have our cooked pasta. Now we're just gonna add on our Alfredo sauce. Oh my goodness. Give it a mix. Phenomenal. We're just gonna top it with our chicken. I'm gonna add some chives and a little bit more of Alfredo sauce. It's amazing. I think obese me who didn't know how to cook would be mind blown at all these amazing recipes that like you can make to lose weight. 10 out of 10. This made me 5 portions, so I'm gonna be eating good this week. Now you guys know I've lost almost 100 pounds and I used to love McDonald's. So let's make some healthier, higher protein McChickens. All right, I have about 20 ounces of lean ground chicken here. Garlic powder, some mustard. Mustard adds a really good flavor to meat, just trust me. Onion powder, paprika, salt, ground pepper. I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne. You can leave it out if you like spice. Now we're just gonna mix it up. To make the breading, we're gonna use a cup of cornflakes, add some onion powder, and some paprika. And I'm just gonna blend this up. So now we're gonna take our ground chicken and start forming patties. So I got 4 chicken patties out of this because I made them larger. Now we're just gonna dip them in the breading. All right, so we're gonna dip our chicken patty in the breading. This is nice and breaded, so I'm just gonna place it on a baking sheet. Now I'm gonna bake these in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. These bake beautifully, it's nice and crispy. I'm gonna be using low-calorie buns that I toasted up. I'm gonna use some non-fat Greek yogurt as my mayo, or you could use mayo if you want. I'm gonna add on my chicken patty, top it with a little bit of lettuce, and our McChicken is set. Just get this beauty. This is a million times better, trust me. I used to be morbidly obese because I was always eating junk food like Takis and hot Cheetos. So let's make some healthier Takis today. Check out this beauty. All right, we're gonna start with our chickpeas. I always use canned, it's never an issue. You just wanna make sure that they're nice and dry before putting them in the oven so that they don't end up mushy. Just use a paper towel and just kind of pat them dry this way, and that always works. After you've patted dry your chickpeas, you're gonna lay them out on a parchment paper, and we're just gonna lay these out evenly. Now we're gonna put these in the oven at 425 for about 20 to 30 minutes. While the chickpeas are in the oven, we're gonna start making our Taki seasoning, some tahini. And I don't measure anything, I just eyeball it. I want my Takis to be real dusty. And we're gonna get some chili powder. Now this isn't spicy, but it gives that nice peppery flavor. Onion powder and cayenne for that spice. I'm also gonna use 2 packs of sugar-free lemonade mix. This will give it that citric acid that's in Takis. It's gonna give it a good little shake. So these roasted for about 30 minutes. We're just gonna add our Taki dust. You guys already know I like to take it up a notch. We're gonna add some cucumber. I'm gonna add a little bit of lime juice to this. Some Valentina hot sauce. I've lost almost 100 pounds by
apple bottom. Where's your teacher?
Eating healthier. Let me show you a variation of a crunchy salad that I've been eating on my journey. We're gonna start with roasted broccoli, crunchy chickpeas. It's a must. Red cabbage, broccoli sprouts, cucumber, scallions. Gotta get them all out. Sweet peppers, some bean sprouts. Now I'm just gonna add in some grilled chicken. All right, for the amazing dressing, we are going to be using about 3 tablespoons of non-fat Greek yogurt, 1 teaspoon of white miso paste, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of rice vinegar, about a teaspoon of honey, garlic powder, and the juice of half a lemon. Gonna mix it really well because the miso tends to clump up. Now we're just gonna add in our dressing. Oh my God, this looks stunning. I'm just gonna top it off with a little bit of wonton strips. Give it a good mix. Look at this gorgeous salad and it tastes amazing. It's so good. And yes, I'm gonna eat it all. I lost almost 100 pounds and I still ate delicious food. So let's make this high protein, low calorie buffalo chicken burrito. All right, I have 2 large chicken breasts here that it's about 22 ounces that I already washed. And yes, I always wash my meat. And I'm just gonna cube up my chicken breast. All right, now we're gonna season it with some garlic, onion powder, chili powder, some mustard, paprika, less than a teaspoon of cumin, and some lime juice. Salt to taste. You guys already know I do not skimp on the seasoning. And now we're just gonna cook it for about 20 minutes. Now we're gonna make the buffalo sauce that we're gonna add to our cooked chicken. 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, 1/4 cup of light buffalo sauce, garlic powder, salt to taste, and some black pepper. And we're just gonna blend it up. All right, so my chicken is done. Add our creamy buffalo sauce. Ooh, that looks amazing. All right, I'm just gonna take some lettuce, I'm going to wash it, and then I'm gonna chop it up. And I'm gonna use a tomato. And I'm gonna cut up a red onion. All right, I'm just gonna take a low-calorie wrap, place some chicken on here. I'm gonna add some lettuce, a bit of tomato, a little bit of the onion. We're just gonna fold in our edges. And I'm gonna add this to a hot pan to seal it up. Definitely one of my favorites. Tanghulu with tahini and chamoy. All right, I'm gonna use strawberries again. I'm just gonna cut off the ends. And I'm gonna use limes. Just gonna start peeling the lime. And grapes again. To create that beautiful glassy mixture, we're gonna use 2 cups of sugar and 1 cup of water. And we're not gonna mix this because we wanna prevent it from crystallizing. All right, we're just gonna place this on the stovetop. And we're gonna bring this up to a boil on medium-low heat. While my sugar is cooking, I'm gonna start assembling my skewers. Traditional tanghulu uses even numbers of fruit, but I'm using 3 because that's what fits in my pot. I'm excited to try the limes. All right, it's simmering and it's turning a slight amber color, so I'm gonna do a test run and dip it into water. Ready. All right, this is ready, so I'm gonna dip my fruit. We're going to immediately dip it in the water and then place it on this baking sheet to rest. While it's resting, I'm gonna place tahini on top. That sounds about right. Let's give the lime a go. Let's take a look at that. Let's try the grapes. Eating healthy doesn't mean you only have to eat some boring lettuce, but it does mean sweet potato nachos. We're gonna slice these sweet potatoes into medallions. All right, now that these are all sliced up, I'm just gonna throw these in a pan. Some salt, pepper, a little drizzle of olive oil. All right, so now I'm just gonna lay these out on the baking sheet. All right, now I'm gonna bake these at 400 for about 20 minutes. I have some 95% lean ground beef here, and I'm just gonna season it with some taco seasoning. These bake, so now I'm just gonna place our ground beef on top. And I'm just gonna top it with some lower calorie cheese. That's just what I prefer to use. White onion, black beans, tomato, jalapeno slices. I'm just gonna pop this back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Just gonna top these with some cilantro, a little bit of guac. So good. Let's make a low calorie, high protein cheesecake so we can stay snatched. So we're gonna start off by making the cheesecake crust. We're gonna take 1 cup of oats and we're gonna blend it up. All right, so to our oat flour, we're gonna add in 1 egg white. 1 egg white, and we're gonna add in about 3 tablespoons of honey. And now we're just gonna mix it all together. I'm gonna place our pie mixture into the baking pan. Now I'm just gonna spread it out thinly on a 9-inch pan. I'm just gonna pop this in the fridge while we make our cheesecake. To make our cheesecake mixture, we're gonna use about 500 grams of non-fat Greek yogurt, which is about 2 cups. We're gonna add 200 grams of light cream cheese, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, sweetened to your liking. Now we're just gonna blend this baby up. Transfer our cheesecake mixture into the baking pan. And we're gonna bake this at 320 for 30 minutes. Under the cheesecake, we're gonna place a bath of boiling water. All right, so this baked for 30 minutes. I'm gonna put it back in the oven at 200 degrees for 45 minutes. And that's our last step. This baby is done. Now I'm gonna put it in the fridge to cool down for about an hour. I got 10 slices out of it, and it's gonna be part of my meal prep for the week. I topped it with wild blueberries, 10 out of 10. When I tell you guys that I've lost 100 pounds, my most commonly asked question always is, did you work out? What did you do? What was the secret? Was it Ozempic? But it's always, did you work out? And yes, I did. So we're gonna show you one of the cardio exercises that I was doing during my 100-pound weight loss.
All right, so I was doing the 12-3-30 when you're walking on an incline of 12 at a speed of 3 for 30 minutes. All the fitness influencers always tell you that this is the best workout, and it is. It's a great cardio workout, and you'll burn fat. But the problem is that when you're almost 300 pounds and you're not used to coming to the gym, this is a hard workout, okay? I was struggling in here. I could not do this. So what I started doing was I started walking at a lower incline, but one that was still doable for me. The main goal here is that you should be moving more. You want to be burning calories. You want to be more active so that your deficit is greater and you start losing weight.
Weight loss is your goal. Working out is great for your health. It helps speed up the process a bit, but you're going to have to prioritize your diet, being in a deficit, eating cleaner, because you will never be able to outrun a pizza. Trust me, I've tried and failed until I got my diet in check. You guys already know I've lost almost 100 pounds and I'm trying to keep it that way. So let's make some lower calorie, higher protein cheesesteaks. All right, we're gonna start with our peppers. Bam, bam, bam. Let me stop. So we're just gonna cut these into slices. All right, so now we're just gonna slice up an onion. I'm crying. Damn onions. Just gonna transfer everything into this pot. I used about 3 bell peppers and half an onion. We're just gonna season with some oregano, some salt, black pepper, garlic powder. I'm gonna add in a little bit of avocado oil. Mix this up. I'm gonna add this to a hot pan. Add these in. Cook these until they're nice and soft. So here I have some ribeye that I'm gonna be slicing up. I'm using about 2 pounds. Gonna add black pepper to it, salt, garlic powder, onion powder. Gonna mix it and then add it to a hot pan. Just gonna cook our meat. I'm gonna add back in the veggies. Now you can add in your lower calorie cheese. I'm using mozzarella. I need a drink first. These are washed already. We're gonna take our Philly cheesesteak mixture and place it in lettuce. And the rest is dinner for the week. How did you lose weight? How did you lose weight? You guys are always asking. My answer is always the same. Low calorie, high volume. These noodles are 18 calories. They're made from konjac plant and that's why they're so low calorie. 18 calories, 210 calories with real spaghetti. You can make them any way you like, but I'm just gonna show you how I prep it. So now I'm gonna make the sauce. Remember, you can make any sauce you like, but I'm just going for like an Asian style. So I already have a little bit of water in there and some non-fat Greek yogurt, some low sodium soy sauce, about a teaspoon of oyster sauce, a teaspoon of sesame oil, onion powder, garlic powder, and I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne just because I like it spicy. We're just gonna mix this together. And I'm gonna add the sauce I made. It's all done. Look at the amount of noodles for 18 calories. With the sauce, it came out to be about 120-ish calories. But I mean, it's so low calorie for the amount of food. It's insane. Add some grilled chicken to it, some chives. And yes, I'm gonna eat it all. Let's make some low calorie, high protein buffalo mac and cheese. Super creamy and delicious. To make the cheese sauce, we're gonna use 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, fat-free. Half a cup of fat-free cheddar cheese, 1 mac and cheese packet, 1/4 cup of Frank's Red Hot, or any low-calorie buffalo sauce, half a cup of fat-free milk. And I'm just gonna blend this up. I have about 24 ounces of chicken breast that I'm gonna be cubing up. Then I'm just gonna add garlic powder to it, onion powder, salt, some black pepper. Now I'm just gonna mix this up. Now I'm just gonna add my chicken to a hot pan. All right, now that my chicken is cooked, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm gonna add about 4 tablespoons of Frank's Red Hot or any buffalo sauce of your choice. And I'm just gonna cook this until my sauce has thickened up a bit. All right, so I have 8 ounces of protein pasta that's cooked. Now I'm just gonna add in our cheese sauce. That's how you know it's good. I'm just gonna top it with some of our chicken. I'm gonna top it with some more buffalo sauce, some light ranch, and some chives. It's amazing. Eating healthy does not have to be boring. It made 4 servings, perfect for meal prepping. I already ate one. 10 out of 10. You can't have rice, you can't have carbs if you're losing weight. Lies. I've lost almost 100 pounds and I still ate rice and I still ate bread. So let's make my favorite meal, Chipotle bowls. I have leftover birria from the tacos I made, so I'm just gonna heat these up. If you don't have a rice cooker, you need one. I'm gonna use 1 cup of rice. I'm gonna add 2 cups of water. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. I'm just gonna let this cook. All right, so I'm gonna start dicing up my tomatoes for my pico de gallo and guac. We're just gonna cut the Roma tomato in half, and then in half again. Then we're gonna gut it like this so that it doesn't end up too watery, the pico de gallo. And then I cube it up. I'm not a perfectionist. As long as it's cut up, it works for me. All right, now we're gonna dice up our red onion. I'm gonna add this to the tomato. And again, we're saving some for the guac. And we're just gonna get a bunch of cilantro. So like this, cut, cut, cut. I'm gonna add the rice to the pico de gallo. 1 full lime, salt to taste, some garlic powder, and our pico de gallo is set. Now I'll make my guac the exact same way, and I hope this avocado is in good condition. Perfect. All right, we're gonna put our friend in here. We're gonna add cilantro, red onion, and tomato. Salt to taste, garlic powder always, just half a lime. All right, get that all in there. And our guac is ready. All right, so my rice is done. Add some cilantro to the rice, some lime juice. I'm gonna add the meat on top, some pinto beans, some corn with pico de gallo, guac. Look how pretty. Just gonna top it with some green salsa. I ate this almost every day sometimes. This is my go-to healthy dinner when I don't feel like cooking. Start with some canned tuna, red onion, celery, cilantro, jalapenos, green apples. We're gonna use avocado instead of mayo because it tastes better. I'm just gonna use 1 avocado. I'm gonna do some salt, some black pepper, some garlic powder, onion powder, some lime juice. Let's just mix this baby up. All right, let's give this a try. So bomb. I want more lime though. Toasted up some 25 calorie. I toasted those Mission 25 calorie tortillas. Perfect for this. It's so good and so easy, and you already know I need some hot sauce on here. I was almost 300 pounds because I would eat so much ice cream. Let me show you one of the cold alternatives I was eating during my weight loss. All right, to start, we're gonna do half a cup of raspberries. And yes, I washed them. And half a cup of strawberries. Every time I cook, I eat what I'm like cooking. And I'm just gonna mash it up all together. Chia seeds. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I'm just gonna mix this all together. We're gonna want about a tablespoon of honey. Just gonna mix this all together. All right, now I'm gonna let this sit for about 20 minutes so that the chia seeds can really thicken up the mixture. Mixture has thickened up quite a bit. I'm just gonna place it on clusters on this parchment paper. This isn't the prettiest looking dessert, but it does taste really good. It's pretty once you cover it. I'm just gonna place this in the freezer for a few hours. All right, these froze up, so now I'm just gonna dip them in some non-fat Greek yogurt. I'm just gonna sweeten it up a bit because it's unsweetened. We're just gonna dip our clusters in the Greek yogurt. I had some leftover chocolate chips, so I just put a little on top, and now we're just gonna freeze these for a few hours. If there's something that I've learned on my almost 100-pound weight loss is that balance is really important. I'm craving birria tacos, so let's make some. All right, for birria tacos, you're gonna wanna use chuck roast. This is about 4 pounds. All right, I washed my meat. Now I'm just gonna salt and pepper it on both sides. Now we're just gonna brown the meat on both sides. Once your meat is browned on both sides, we're gonna place it into a slow cooker. Okay, we're gonna start making the sauce that seasons the beef. We are going to get 10 to 12 guajillo peppers, and we're going to de-seed them. I'm gonna cut off the top like this, just shake out the seeds. At least that's how I do it. De-seed 2 chiles anchos and shake it out. And we're gonna use 3 chiles de árbol. We're gonna simmer all our peppers with half a white onion, 2 tomatoes, and about 6 garlic cloves until everything is nice and soft. So this is what you wanna see after simmering after a few minutes. Our chilies are softer, our tomato is softer, and our onion is softer as well. Now we're gonna add everything into a blender, our tomato, our onion, and our garlic cloves. Now I'm just gonna add in all our seasonings, and I'll have listed on the screen all the seasonings that I used. I used about a tablespoon of everything. Now we're just gonna fill it up with low sodium beef broth, and we're gonna blend this baby up. And we're going to strain our seasoning mixture onto the meat. Just strain like so until your meat is covered. I'm gonna cook it in the slow cooker for about 7 hours on low, or you can do it on high for about 3 or 4 hours until your meat is nice and tender. And I'm gonna place a couple of bay leaves on top and cover this baby up. Once our meat is cooked, we're just gonna pull it apart like so. It's so tender that it just falls apart. We're gonna dip our tortilla in the broth, place it on the skillet, place our meat, do some cilantro, some mozzarella cheese. This always hits so good. When I was losing my 97 pounds, I was having overnight oats and chia seed pudding for breakfast some days. So let me show you a pumpkin spice overnight oats recipe that I'm loving right now. We're gonna start with half a cup of oats. I'm using quick 1 minute oats. We're gonna do a tablespoon of chia seeds. 3/4 cup of almond milk. Can't say that right. Half a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. 1/3 cup of pumpkin puree. A tablespoon of honey or any sweetener you like. A teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Also about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I ran out. Now we're just gonna mix all this together. All right, I'm just gonna cover this up and then put these in the fridge overnight. It's the next day and you can see how creamy it is. It's so good. I've lost 97 pounds. So let me show you a variation of a crunchy salad that I've been eating during my weight loss. We're gonna start with roasted broccoli, crunchy chickpeas, broccoli sprouts, tomato, corn, black beans, red onion, cucumber, grilled chicken, a little bit of low-calorie cheese. For the dressing, we're gonna do about a cup of Greek yogurt, non-fat, 2 chipotle peppers, lime juice, garlic powder, salt to taste, and I'm gonna blend this up. Spicy dressing. Oh my God, that looks so good. A little bit of tortilla chips. Give this a mix. Look how good this looks. And I'm gonna eat it all. Someone who lost almost 100 pounds, let me show you what I'm eating now instead of ice cream. We're gonna start with about a cup of strawberries. We are going to mash up these strawberries. All right, I've mashed these up, and just to show you, this is kind of like the consistency you want to have, just so that it's able to hold its shape a little better. Chia seeds. I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. And we're gonna do about a tablespoon of honey. We're gonna mix all of this together, and then we're gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes so that the chia seeds are able to thicken it up. That has thickened up beautifully. Now we're just gonna place it in clumps. Look at these beauties. Oh, now I'm gonna freeze these for a couple of hours. All right, these froze up. I know they don't look that pretty, but they're gonna taste good. Dip these in some chocolate. And I'm just gonna put some sea salt on top, and it's gonna finish it up. One of the reasons I was almost 300 pounds was because I was eating that Taco Bell Crunch Wrap all the time. Today, we're gonna make it at home. Can you tell I'm excited for Halloween? All right, we're starting with 96% lean ground beef. I'm going to season it. I'll be listing what I'm seasoning it with. So now we're gonna cook our ground beef. All right, so I'm gonna be using Mission's Carb Balance Whole Wheat Tortilla. They're pretty big, so it's like perfect for this. I'm gonna be using fat-free cheese. You can use any cheese you like. That's just what I'm using. It's 40 calories. The tortilla is 110 calories. We're just gonna place some ground beef on here. And I'm gonna use Mission Zero Carb Tortilla that I toasted up on the stove. We're gonna place that on top of the ground beef. We're gonna be using non-fat Greek yogurt as our sour cream. Okay, now we're just gonna put some lettuce on top and some tomatoes. I'm gonna place another low carb tortilla on top so that it remains closed. All right, she's all wrapped up and I'm just gonna put her on the oven to cook. All right, this is done cooking. Look at that beauty. Oh my God, 10 out of 10. I forgot to show you my fit. Check it out, check it out. Greek God